Barack Obama. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. Reading makes all other learning possible. We have to get books into our children's hands early and often. And, I don't wanna have to worry about whether she's gonna get sick as a consequence to having her lunch. It's my job as president and Congress's job to make sure that there's some rules of the road that people are gonna abide by, and that we've got transparency and accountability. But this stuff is being posted. And one of the things that we're gonna do is put together an independent board on the recovery package. Our stories may be singular, but our destination is shared. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. If you're a strong man, you should not feel threatened by strong women. The banks, because of mismanagement, because of huge risk-taking, are now in very vulnerable positions. We can expect that we're gonna have to do more to shore up the financial system. We also are gonna have to make sure that we set up financial regulations so that not only does this never happen again, but you start having some sort of trust in how the credit markets work again. Don't just buy a new video game, make one. Don't just download the latest app, help design it. Don't just play on your phone, program it. The public school system is not about educating black children. Never has been. Inner city schools are about social control. Period. They are operated as holding pens, miniature jails, really. It's only when black children start breaking out of their pens and bothering white people that society even pays any attention to the issue of whether these children are being educated. If I did not love America, I wouldn't have moved here from Kenya. I do have confidence that we're gonna be able to get it right. But it's not gonna be overnight. And there's no silver bullets to this. The fact of the matter is that we are suffering from a massive hangover from a binge of risk-taking. Where you are right now doesn't have to determine where you'll end up. I will stand with the Muslims should the political winds shift in an ugly direction. No religion is responsible for terrorism. People are responsible for violence and terrorism. Some banks won't make it. Other banks are gonna make sure that we strengthen. All deposits are gonna be safe for ordinary people. But we're gonna have to wring out some of these bad assets. Just because we have the best hammer does not mean that every problem is a nail. I consider it part of my responsibility as President of the United States to fight against negative stereotypes of Islam wherever they appear. I know what the counterterrorism feels like because I was there. But I also operated within limits. And within the United States government, we've decided long ago that there are limits on what we're going to do in the war against terrorism. I don't want to preempt an announcement next week. And there's a lot of technical aspects to it. And if I say that we're doing one thing, then the markets might interpret it differently from what it ends up being. A change is brought about because ordinary people do extraordinary things. Islam has a proud tradition of tolerance. Under my plan of a cap and trade system, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket. In case you missed it, this week, there was a tragedy in Kansas. 10,000 people died, an entire town destroyed. The most frustrated and most stymied it is the fact that the United States of America is the one advanced nation on earth in which we do not have sufficient common sense, gun safety laws. Even in the face of repeated mass killings,